Kofi Koranteng say, Niama 3, I could give you 5, but Niama 3 are we absolutely. Obi Opeso ye president 2024 wa Ghana on address Niama 3 on ye fit for presidency. Number 1, change the constitution.
Okay.
Number 2, eradicate corruption. Because so when you're prepared, Akusia say, ube to corruption, I say, no one prosecute Obia in the last 32 years in the Fourth Republic, what caused financial loss to the state. You're not ready for president. Now, we want to fix it here because corruption is a major lifeline to how this country has been destabilized. Nobody can argue with that. Can you argue with that?
Nope.
I didn't think so. It's plain and simple. Maybe beer mekana a fact. Now you can have an opinion. You have a right to your opinion, but baby I mean I'm not. You can't even question because it's a pure fact. Now baby I make so sit it down. Man, yeah, this is not anticipation. This is sit it down.
So someone who promises to change the constitution, someone who promises to fight corruption to the core.
No. And yet fight corruption to the core. There be yeri to corruption as senior prosecute obia what cause financial law. Very specific.
Okay.
Eradication of corruption. That means you not just eradication of corruption. Eradication of corruption. No, a 3-tier. You punish criminally. You put in administrative measures, and then you change the psyche of corruption right from kindergarten.
Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
Do we want to take care of this thing, or we want to kiss and dance around with it? If you want to do it, then you address it from the root cause. What Sankoff we are here for the last 32 years is that they've danced and kissed and hugged corruption. Give me one president to buy, okay, so Babi to corruption, I say, to me, be before corruption. And to corruption, I just gave you the prescription. 3 things. You change it at a criminal level, you change it administratively, and you change the psychology.
Right. Let's look at Institute and National Development Plan. I think that the president has even spoken on this particular one, or say he doesn't align with people calling for a national development plan. A party manifestos, and also and the development ever. And in our intro, I said, I'm very much interested. I want to pick your brain on that. Do you subscribe to what the president is saying? But with what I have seen, I think that my question has been answered. Why do you think we need a national development plan?
Well, see, let me tell you another problem I have with Ghana the media for. You ask questions on things that don't require questions. At this point of a failed Ghana, we don't need questions on why, because it's such a waste of time and it's so annoying to me. Media funa, you asked the most irrelevant questions and you allow these guys a pass. Some ministers, listen, let me tell you, the Fourth Republic, some parliament here were the most useless parliament in the history of Ghana. Useless. I can prove, listen, they are useless. Then why? Now I want to say what's up, so what the sirens see one car so I mean, you don't fix the roads, you go up against traffic, and you want sirens. Are you serious? As I said, what ma? As I said, what go no way you won't leave parliament. What will mean for Subia? Then what to me change? The citizen of Ghana no na brabo. We say nipa bre into me and how me no because what a mass on Ghana no you another planet what is so not one from one Ghana for no who near me not what is because it just blows my mind how they can be and get away with it. it blows my mind. The fourth estate media no mohun fasokrane deng, because you don't even utie obia, our politicians have to work hard, our politicians need to, these guys, it doesn't make sense for you to even think that they're going to they haven't listened to you in 32 years. You're still waiting for them to listen to you? Then there's something seriously wrong with your mind. Obia ontie wasem in 32 years no. Oh, esem mutie. Ya kan sem you na hu yen mutie. Na wo kra no wadwene nye. Ese say we yi won fi wo keke. That is the only thing as I say media house bi aka ho asem say, how do we get rid of these jokers? Because to me they are jokers. When you're part of the criminal activity, when you're guilty. Because when you're guilty and can ekoson obeba bekese adia mo ekoso nye nti ese san or amare here. Ye ko rape obi abi. What ho? Would him say rape ne ye ko rape obi ani nye. Wa kodem ho, wa hwe wo boys, when rape obi ani wie. Me de manye bio. Wo jina dem ho hwe won so rape. And what can be? Wo cry wo ye worse. Because what the woman yansa who say rape no enye inti wo the one but wo di jina ho ja won so won rape. Now the way. What you nye? And this, when they are saying, Chairman Timba, I want to be a president. You are the parliament. You are a minister. You were friending not only a minister or a cabinet. So me can say now when me can be an ametinaho 7 years now person the president. Really? What kind of a joke of a country is this?
Afe and I do a video no atoha o share Amansan Television Thursday's edition of Anopa Abusu meeting at the Victoria Bekodanso. From Yakusia Chicago. This morning I'm having a one-on-one interview with Kofi Koranteng, or 2024 presidential hopeful at the New Vision movement. Kofi Koranteng and near ma yenina yeni esimbia yinim say asay ene ekwanya New Vision party no and as a movement no omo de ombefa so na wo SCC no kopie mu e wo Facebook we streaming live ATV_Ghana ATVGH. Or like here, no share so ede amaye. Kofi, let me ask you this question. Akwaya say Ghana enye NDC MPP. Obi ohono a okwakoto abakra with all that you have said no. Otibi ko just there be ne to market party kitwa. Messay mabano. Inti ene mamento mawe. How do we move away from these two political parties, MPP, NDC, MPP, NDC, no matter no matter what it is that they are doing, I say it is wrong. Why do we find it so difficult giving other parties a chance?
Young default position of thinking, no, about making decisions based on young value system.
Okay.
Young value system no right from Mufra Brimuno is operating at a substandard. Tina mukeni inti nipa nying no pese wo correct sani amana ding mawon, and let me prove it to you. The best time I would instill value wabufremu between the ages of 1 to 7 years old. Kwabonting akusia nahwe, the average 7-year-old wa Ghana no shene lifestyle. Oku school by so beton banche. Michelle on the bia na mejina meka. Me abeka se Kofi ada na dibia Kofi de mo frank to akasa because me say hey then na we I say me ton e when I'm kwan ho ton niama. One ko school because one parents into me make ends meet. You create our system no. Inti as much as say we've been brought onto this planet as perfect human beings. because we are in the image of God. You know. Some of we are from young leaders have created an environment for us to fail on arrival. Now the default position that you come in at a substandard level of thinking, because abofra experience in anything, and I remember me and Kwejuma or te kwan ho na tutu abona no ton akutu obesora no pa eso obahan eso wokobu nsu no wosue nsu no befia ansa no wanya nsu aguare nya bia yekuku edi wo bebe fia no jufa no adum light nya what we radio so wo ko abonten during the day pepe hina no ko minister inti minister for no what take mu say na what na Rolls-Royce mu de fa potholes mu obroni Rolls-Royce no anya se order nam potholes mu yekotofia bruchiri the most expensive cars de be fa pothole mu ma yetumi adwene no wo form say yenkra na yetumi de videos tichiro bia say yetumi ato Rolls-Royce yetumi ato Bugattis yetumi ato Ferraris yet nam potholes mu yenka hwe okay. There is something serious. Inti abofreno husani amani na it deprograms and reprograms them to think say bibia a failure na chaos no a standard. It's not about having a solid value system based on ethics and morality. So we need ethics and morality. You can't make decisions on principle. Principle, I wouldn't make decision in anything. You don't have character. One thing, some ministers see, will be any character. How do you have a valid value system when you don't have character? Tell me, it's impossible because an only foundation. Into decision making, and let me answer your question. Why do you make decisions in a certain way? Because it's good. Christianity, you're good because it's a good thing to be Christian-like.
Yeah.
If you do a good deed, you don't do a good deed because you are a Christian, or you don't have to do a good deed because you are a Christian. You do a good deed because it's good to be good. It's a virtue.
Religion has nothing to do with it.
Religion takes from that foundation, but that of itself, is what identifies your goodness. And this decision making is not based on principle. Because a principle, you do what is good, regardless. Doing what is good, and say, of character, or morals, or ethics. You vote for MPP and DC, there's something seriously wrong with your mind. Ghana if you vote for MPP and DC, there is something seriously wrong with your mind. Nobody could tell me, say, hey, listen, let me tell you something. Listen to me. You cannot vote for NDC MPP. Vote for NDC MPP, they've not been paying attention. Because in traffic lights in Yejuma, street lights in Yejuma, Bobia say cars. 90% of cars go council here are not roadworthy. Any accident to Kumipa de Bia, you vote to NDC MPP. Really? Then they how? Me Kwabruchi. What Kwabruchi now to do now?
Let me ask you something. Kwabruchi, uko now udi weni ehuni ekoswa. Me too quite to every kucha me na kakra mi kuhu in fact I cried.
Of course.
In my room.
Of course.
I cried. The people I spoke with now say, what is wrong with us? Nienti ama me bisa osa question ni ene say. Ye penny for to kwan all the time. Omo ko hu. Sani awu hu a ore ekoye. Sani amemi ko hu ya me re ekoye. Omo de enye sa akoma na bi no mu kra. Ama say I want to know, yeah. All the time, they see the systems working, institutions are up and doing, or mine no more BBI, echoes or kama, and they can't replicate even a semblance of it here. Any problem, no?
When you don't have it in your heart, you don't crystallize it in your mind. That which is not in the mind, the eye cannot see. If it's not in the mind, anyone kumem character. They are not out there say what we share idea able to elevate one people. When I mean so Oba. Now let me tell you, what perspective what call out before I won't we Niyama wuhun and niyama wodwene ho no totally different from what we.
Of course.
Why is it of course? Of course, because how can you possibly do otherwise? You see how obvious it is? Into what you sure say when I'm baby, oh, need me yama baby, yeah, it didn't go in ya. What how what experience to impact one life? No boy catch me.
Oh, I no credit. So I told myself that the next time I'm going with them, they need to experience what I experienced.
So because what hearts create reality in your mind until you see.
And our leaders don't think this way. It's all about them, basically.
Baby, I'm Korea, say Singapore, Dubai, Doha, America, Nihuom. Wuri disika sing me because one win sika no one meren winya. Bibia me what access to no plane a metene mu no ono no te first class me te
economy or business
economy me wo economy or te first class yina ibidu abreachiri ho same time baby offer better places sing me nti aden na mi hu niama no no hu.
It's all about the heart and the character.
Enini kumema entumi nkona dwenem emfa no ho onno ne man onno ni nipa enye no ho no dwene. Do you see the difference? To say na wo wonam kroma wunya tema say me be onya backpack here the beko school na adi kra me hu playing me. So to me here into some education form nam de ma me be obesua bibia fim. That's how you think. Because you have it here. Ono ho na wodwene en na kontim nti na wuhu no ministers no ko baabia no eni won komam se won mo Ghana fo nti wonam kwa no so a eno anse wo fi airport mo ko hotel first class one for limo one for taxi okodu hotel ho a then you be di then you be nom one girls bia be share won ni ade sankwasiade no kwa wodwene nkwasiade a subhuman subhuman because oni pe bia ni ho no ma kosua me ho atome a manyene mo ho na wonyo ni pu se we ni ye mama we ni ye a me ho so be kire me inti so obi nam ho no onde wasem emfa no ho no onde wa yese onde obobbo ne bra no wenye ubeye kwan ye ni na e be fa so so da bi kwan ne sei na mo menkoto SUV se na me de nam photo suma mente no what's your condition crack and why is he full no shake no what into glass into near cosu dune crew or driver with security what the hati okay no what was the driver and see boss you do no way see no member and chair into air condition is so won't you gas won't you hay won't fasten a ding tina missing me 10 ministers ye be you won't know if you parliamentarians 275 na won't fasten a ding catch me. What is the purpose of a parliamentarian in Ghana? We need faso.
Say so more representative or my any pie to about
Thank you. What can some? It is what representing one constituencies, any one constituency there. Any na near constituents ni here what constituencies on. I don't know what about parliament and I'm a boy. Oh, good. It is here to me a national development plan. Address our problems now through artificial general intelligence, nanotechnology, augmented reality, virtual reality, and the cellular intelligence near there. All such technologies now what they are, but nanotechnology no near there. And now one who need for so. Because idea what year now what they represent one constituency no ye tumi aye no through a national development plan akosia inti wo neighborhood how we hear parliamentarians over ka choose we hear gota we hear parliamentarians over ka choose we hear kwan we hear parliamentarians over ka choose we hear hospitals and clinics netina no ho fa so ne den ye what technology etumi kase in a neighborhood nipa 10,000 one needs because you have your BBO friends census.
Yeah.
Into ages are work communities nina. Into from ages near work communities, no, we could graph it out and say, Sanya men will be here our community. Into that home fascinating.
What is a national development plan? What is it going to entail?
Emedes will be some. Why ready?
Yeah.
You pen.
Don't worry. We are live on TV. Maybe I don't want to playback.
Oh, okay. No, it's national development plan. No, it has to be consistent with development. Say, why do you in your ready so person would develop manga? Near why you both of a tongue coco, we both of a year ukada or be legalized ukada, we both 24 economy, signing many useless. Who need for subia and want to me yanso to send now want to me anya free SHS why you need Kwafuku free HS oh me pano or educated or juma no one for to society in anything no one for need for subia or unemployed nti a sin ato sin muntie na make any Ghana for near 5 National development plan has to be specific because it has to go towards nation development. We develop a nation and we have our national development plan. We fi stage 1, I say stage 2, now 3, now 4, now 5. Inti Kofi Koranteng young national development plan addressing Yama 10. Now maybe watch though, inti pese utie
okay.
Housing, healthcare, employment, education, telecommunication, transportation, security, recreation, markets, and a functional central business district.
Okay.
Akusia, the sad reality is that in 32 years of the Fourth Republic, actually, let me be generous, in 67 years of our independence, governments have been won't mean year one of Sanya Mateni well. Catch them, American.
That being said, I mean, it's an obvious fact.
Oh, I am not with Jason Tema Messiah, which you me time no so. Me time no my program say. Me can say Akosia Baba come with a rebuttal that Mama the Chelenia Massey. Akosia, we as I said,
as I'm required to say.
Ebi Uncle Fantini into Mamma Kenny Be. Housing, healthcare, employment, education, transportation, telecommunication, security, recreation, markets, and a functional CBD. Akusua, one. Within one.
And you mentioned recreation. It is something people don't think about, okay? But yes, look at how we have built our neighborhoods and communities. Look, sometimes it breaks my heart. Unam, ebi I will drive it. Ubekwa kopie biaye street is so na mbofra ewo area womo de abo atoto ho. Womo bobo because there's no place for them to go and unwind and have fun.
Inti akusia ma misa asem ya okay. Inti we sa nneema na now ko World Cup person ku win Ghana for mo de munti asema meke akosia no so me de hu bi da me ba Ghana me hu se mo fra ball wo kwan ho wo de aboa ye pool no wo bo no wo potri no wo pira na first aid ni ho baby anu wo ball cars reba no agina nchen na cars na besin me de hu bi da o Ghana na ye fa ne se na akosia kan ye no kware a akosia into they say in 67 years you have built communities amofra wom yam panyin free into wonimba
Now children's park what is it? It was Adaland Children's Park. Have you seen the state it's in now? It's very very funny how you added recreation to this thing. So think about it.
A wealth into a which listen me be a science based, data driven, human centered. Missy Akusia Obia ni Ghana say ya what de no ho abeso peso ye president a ma adwene no owo mu kota 1/10 oni mina meka kire mi se wo pa on me no me de mi se na we dey say make us we useless okay say mi se obia ni Ghana o peso run for president a ma adwene a me wa me de ba be president no owo mu 1/10 Atun kwan no redi a kire Ghana fo wope power no wodi awie sika me na me ka kire o me se odi bisa me questions then I pese ohu niama maboboi me komo into detail a wo be su
Inti yemre ni sade, but we really want to capture the main import of what you are about. Inti National Development Plan. What do you intend to do when it comes to housing, when it comes to education, healthcare, I mean recreation? Okay.
Inti, we are building a model. Our model are building. Housing here, because housing is at the top of the list. When you're housing, you can't even begin to treat healthcare. Healthcare is out. When you put in to mean your piece. Now, if you are what would you be go friend Abu Sukai? Wako hanu jufa aigbe town hall when you pay good for my what the most
town na me kofa hon mo na no oka no kra wonko ube sign with chi because basically people are sleeping in the streets. They do anymore mo bedroom no ho.
In the next 15-20 years here could 50 million what we're going to do. I mean cancer mention on our own ho. Menoka say African nations are about Ghana will 4 million. How many regions now are Ghana?
16.
We are sure.
That's it. Initially it was 10.
Okay. 18 regions now are Ghana.
You say
One fair being count, men am
oh, okay.
Because countries are Abigu Ghana, Africa for Abigu Ghana no. What bro 2 regions so. We are operating on 18 regions, but Yang will plan for 16 regions. Oh, me catch you. What's the average age of a Nigerian? Me shocko.
Shock me.
17 years old. What's the average age of a Ghanaian?
80.
Take a guess.
Average age.
Nigeria for 17 years then.
My mind is blank.
Nigeria for 17, Ghana average age 21. Inti, this is what is happening. Now, how many people are in Nigeria? One population here then?
I think over 200.
215.
Yeah. They are now 215.
Yeah. In the next 15, 20 million, in the next 15, 20 years, a year could 50 million. Now, guess where they're going?
300.
375.
Wow.
Now, look at this. One average age, you're 17. Young average age, you're 21. Obi owo Nigeria, owo middle to lower class, and feel say Ghana is Africa, London. We feel say Ghana is a better place.
So I've heard.
Okay. Into migration, no. We did say if Ghana ko Nigeria, now said the other way, Nigeria.
No, they are rather trooping in here.
Into who? Young woman, I say, bini wana young 2 million youth. Yet this position, no. We have another like country, 2 countries invading Ghana. There are 215 million. 66% of them no are youth. One average age is 17. Just when displaced here at 30 million when displaced here. We're 215. They are going to 375. We're invading Ghana. Young youth do you see what I'm saying? Inti say no circle numero who now where your phones where you say
Nigerians.
Oh, now mpacho me na me we interview that now can.
I'm taking them out of your sales.
Producer, mpacho interview.
Yeah, me ati yeah jaho ni edim say me hihye fa. Yeah, na ati jaho.
But you am say we reach young women now. What on the crew? Wait.
Let
me say then ekoso. Inti young local economy for the indigenous Ghanaian worry disposition young. Do you know what that means in income? Meanwhile, about 30% of young population lives on 5 cities or less a day. Yes, 5 cities. Now 5 cities then better. Say go be me 30 cities. Make I say me go be more than 50 cities there. Me talk beans. And the guy to be 10 cities, ma to cocoa 5. Saying cocoa. Oh, that's a photocopy paper. Paper what the photo. What can say? Hey, what is what the slicer? What is slicer? Mammy no child. The piano of top of an mission. The son of the chaco. Oh, oh, channel best 100 no piano conegu. Cocoa baco. Kokon
I was ultimate neka.
Mitumi nia kokon 10 shemenu.
Boso. Aw, arehusem.
You see so kokon 1 cedi. Inti say busiafo me problem me wo Ghana ne me go benko yi kura 30 cedi. Say be 30
go benko. I mean how's akuku kra? How's akuku? First ukra 5 cedis out to be to how's akuku ne bufruto. Say 5
cedis. 70 pesos na me to how's akuku.
Ah yo na me
say ni obi.
There be 5 cities no crowd the top house akoko no nkwa kra. Nyame ani wafofia enson. Not to talk about kose ne go fruit ne bread e beba ho. Okay. Into the area to
say kose ne nkamaye.
There be oh.
So
there be yeah.
Ghana. Missy. Munti asema meka. Akosia. Do you understand where we're heading? Any industry, we're almost 100% debt to GDP. You need agriculture, you need bribia, and we still allow these clowns. Made me frown clowns. Kofi say, Kofi kasa why yaw nipa. I was for the pain in my heart in Chile. Kokolebuna kohe mofregu ho young boys out of hopelessness, no. Now, so one core situation be my won't know how to handle it. Why you're so hopeless? Say they don't have any other way but to turn to drugs. Now mess one kidneys up. No good dialysis. So make a be a because there's only one way for them. There's no recovery. There's no recovery because he can't win into dialysis or 3 times a day, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. No. Oh, you're lucky you're better once. And so methanol na a ingredient what the alcoholic beverages wa Ghana government in himself wa crab krum ha then where fa ho. Now your more instead say we be develop one because you getting ready to hand them a baton for development. And the next episode of young life, one take 2 drugs, 1 kidneys, I say, 1 no good dialysis so. Na de bia be kono wa bag won, what want to go much. Hey, after bia me say, munyi kaba na me hwe so nipa no good side. They don't individually bag them. What group bag?
Group you.
Oh yeah. Now, obviously, only cry meje won.
Oh Christ. Abusia, if you just joined us, you're watching Thursday's edition of Anopa Abusu. I'm having a one-on-one conversation with Kofi Koranteng. He's a presidential hopeful for this year's election, AFE 2024. Yeah, New Vision Movement. And I mean, aiding common. If you have been following the conversation, you see, say, Ghana, we are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Inti Emira so say you reorientate sending a drain fa. What I say sometimes no you say ade but it looks as if we can't help ourselves, and so if you can't do anything about it, why and no may no farm and let me go to Facebook. We've had some your friends comments be Kofi, I'll come to you soon. I'll say Ghanaians forget about NDC and NPP and vote for Mr. Kofi Koranteng for 2024 election where Kamal Amwako Justice Adu Razak says, youth, please change your mind and vote for Kofi Koranteng. Kamal Amwako na be able to say Mr. Kofi Koranteng means business. Second, Kwame Nkrumah has come again. All Ghanaians should inform their friends and their families about Mr. Kofi Koranteng. He is the right man for Ghana. Said Bimpe, or say very sad for Ama Ghana. And then Justice Adu Razak is crying here. Yeah, you would cry. Cry the beloved country because Nema in fact, yeah, Kofi into National Development Plan, or say housing is at the top.
How's it near top? Because young healthcare system, which is racked, Akusia, so we need baby I would do with Chitua. You don't have a peace of mind to function. Unya baby in toilet. Unya baby mware. Hina we drink di. So, inti sesanya many na wunya wun to me in ye healthy. What disposition would body know a chance to be healthy? Because when you're Adrian, your food is your medicine. In Sua wonum. So, we need to would dan you fa now yem kawa. As I said, was sorry young be. So unko yaw now konanto ko toilet house.
Well, hold your horses. So we have the president of Group Indum, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, or say he's also watching us live, or say good morning, folks. I am watching Kofi Koranteng on ATV. Before I get sorry, I would also like to have your take on what happened to Dr. Indum. The business is Dr.
Indum should be that man. To take our hats off to him because the guy is still alive. Heart attack. I don't know how the guy is handling it.
He's one strong man.
And I salute you, sir, for. I really salute Dr. Indum for. With news, so I say, is this guy for real?
He's still going strong.
It's impossible. Yeah. For him to have the heart to deal with these guys.
So, Kofi Yantwaso, from housing, how do you expect, and I say, how are you going to manage the housing deficit? Yes. We do have a housing deficit. Exactly.
Ghana for Saglame, we did 200 million. So, what the Kwaku see 5,000 units. Would you see 1,500 units, 1,500? Into a deficit of 3,500 and so more than 200 million.
And what happened to the money?
Sikano so amujie so. Underground systems, as I say, more year for sewer and the water and then a one yet. Into they say, we're about beton, and this is what they do here: waste of land here. I hear what Abrochi now kwa. One I say hasa here. Sasa see I want see for 1,500 units in Oko Singapore as I said, no, they could have built it for 1.5 million people.
Wow. And one oh
yeah, fine. What a waste. I didn't bang. Meko kai winning na obi catch them. In Penifunu Bako catch him say, na Kofi, ye see no srank, better than electricity, they for elevator cosro.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Now they say they didn't see, sir. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Down, maybe I could see a well, a 3-story.
Yeah.
In 3 units near 1 bedroom. Now 2 bedrooms, no side and side.
God.
So now, Saturday, down area lacing independent individuals. Now, when you're crying, why a decoration account? It's such a waste of a project. Anchor space was in a 10 in a row, 10 it's a 3-story.
Yeah, it's a 3-story.
Inti space now we see no. New York apartment I met him no, were 14 families on 1 floor. 40 floors. 41 floors. 14 apartments. Use of space.
And no class also swap
and I heard we see community say and so what fire department, what police, what markets, what parks, we're creation now.
Recreation, yeah.
And man say why a concrete jungle. Inti them be sound say what they call parliament and hefo na approve sadi. As I said what you want to ho. Now wo mia wonga na nsu ni moja ni ade wo mu because me jina one say you are wicked. You are wicked. Some yes, San way a sokoye mampon. MPP buy also on tree so NDC buy also a sokoye mampon then on tree so. Taku fosi bi ukumase. Inti just obi abon tree ne because we could just sikano or the bear project here. Say would disikano. Inti uba there's no money. What the bear now so benye biedi. Inti na wonye so okọ tree bi okọ fi bibi fofrase.
Now so just can be.
Now just can udi.
If we're talking about money, let's look at Ghana, IMF. We have been to IMF a number of times. Look at our resources, the natural resources available to us. Gold, silver, now we have oil, you discover lithium, yet our leaders, Eka, and Omodaso Airport, the last time you check here, you see you do 800 billion, who said Eka. Eka ayedinkwa. It is share and Kofi. Very soon I would want us to move away from the house and healthcare. Yeniamano edoso dear, but what can you say about and also?
And say IMF. Sika, listen, you can never build a nation on a deficit. You can you build and develop nations on surpluses. Currently, in trade, Ghana for say, call Ghana Statistical Service, or say, oh listen, we have a deficit we have a surplus in trade. Or but Akushia, let me say, surplus in trade now you wanna Ghana government bitch me up brag say, oh listen, this year you need surplus no. What do you mean you need surplus?
Tell us.
Ye tong young gold near the cotton torowa. We might have friend torowa. Good. Inti se utong gold. Uko grasso. No, because I have a kilo of gold. Now so can see, well, I have 2 kilos of torowa. Now say, well, listen, I'm giving you 2 kilos. You only give me 1 kilo of your gold, so you're going to have a surplus on me because you made more in weight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that what is happening?
Listen, all you need to do, don't listen to Kofi Koranteng, go to Ghana Statistical Service and look. You know, trade service.
So we are royally screwed.
Oh, Maria T. Yeah, exporting 186 billion cedis of goods. No, yeah, export 186 billion. Yeah, import 180.3 billion, right? On paper now, it looks as if say we exported more than we imported. Hey, Ghana, it's on the green side. We're doing something great. But if your export, your number one export, your gold. Now you import, no. Famuna yantorwa, unim nyansa.
Let's look at healthcare.
Oh, yeah. The country called Ghana. Oh,
and also, what are the plans you have? But before I call healthcare, so no, Ghana for we've talked about what the successive governments have not been able to get right when it comes to our housing. New Vision movement again, I'm obeying to get our housing situation right. Now for young healthcare, no so.
It's so simple. I'm confused. Then stop here and say you better build something that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, but everybody seeing new housing, they say build when we're friends say functional community structures. You know? Okay. And I learned this thing from the Singapore one style of doing things. Listen, we call Shanghai. Shanghai, a city slightly bigger than Greater Accra, 27 million people.
China.
And yet China, Shanghai, to say Accra, and yet Accra, and yet a second largest state, 27 million people.
Just over there.
Shanghai and Kwame say this size is slightly bigger than Greater Accra. Because there are over 10,000 buildings over 30 story. That's all. Into the whole of Asalam Dam, hey, we could put the whole of Asalam Dam in one building. Yet the kiosk, ne boxes, ni ade, insu to Asalam Dam. What's the hand man after 30 minutes there?
Oh, the place always gets flooded.
I wish I'm for you, I'm kind of no. Maybe me who be that. Got a casibine that hand, not about one. Mini pebi dana and koira room. Say Ghana. Insu I said to pet. Warning, per baby from Hukosheng, and make sure you're not on the first floor. Kobe third floor. Because we to me for Kotisa way Akokoba. 67 years. You to me who see a Suez. Then they how young. Into young building structure near Babayan. You're about to build huge complexes. Uko Singapore. Nobody lives more than 15 minutes from a subway, a shopping mall, a healthcare center. 15 minutes. Well, a mass transit system and make sure say everywhere in Singapore you could get to on a train or a bus. Everywhere. Internet, no, because we're a 24-hour economy, it makes sense, right? So, and because government legislates transportation, they can control transportation, you can control or have an effect on an economy. You cannot not have transportation system, not say we're a 24-hour economy. We need telecommunication, data boya offer NTN to Vodafone, or say the person is out of reach. You can't have a 24-hour economy. But anyway, but let me get to this. You're about to build, say, vertical integrations. Vertical integrations, not just say, yes, complexes are a full-fledged community. Hospital room, schools room, school no, and your kindergarten all the way to tertiary community room. Yeah. Police stations, fire service, many now parks, water parks. There's no need says next development.
Because you have everything that you need.
Retail, corner shops, and our friends say delis, no delicatessens. We were no, we were stores. Now we watch supermarkets. Now we malls. Now we mega malls. Inti na make us say markets no. Sa na starting. We call markets and why tiles benches isi ho. Markets are we call to say malata kwa wan hwe ya wona ko puria de na wuti akobaden. Ye be markets in such a way say inside the developments no. We call markets are pesa obefie a place you take the family. Mori digwa na mori didi na receptacles wo ha modi gum washrooms wo ho wo police wo save deposits wutumi di usika shem wo loading base ni ade mo amoye adwuma wo guaso no ye wo daycare centers wo guaso ho man because ye ti ase say maame funu bi wan wo ma wontumi hwe wo wako guaso wo bi serve na ne ba tenchene odwonso enso hwen na no ya me koton kuruma me du hon maame na nka so ade ne hon okoto oil ko toilet wo ayi kurabem.
Oh my God.
Oh yes.
Kofi, mama can message back.
Message, mama can something
because you have won a convert. That is why I want to read this. I say, good morning, madam. I decided not to vote again because they all failed us. But listening to this man this morning, I have gotten some hope again. He has actually spoken my mind. Please, I would like to follow his campaign. My name is Farouk. Until you've won a convert or a soul, because
listen, Bibia make no Farouk, it just makes sense. I'm not smart. I just apply common sense. That's all. Na Bibia ya pese ye no obia ye da. Ti dem ne problem. He ufo ni okra ye fe. Wona ye.
Debi o.
We bushafo na ye. We sure.
Debi.
Okay. But what toy?
Me patro.
Until all it means ne say akusua wo sika to purchase no. Why your research when who say phone near papa until you gave money and you got the product. Is that how it works? Yeah, that's how it works. Until say NPP in 8 years I go through $77.5 billion.
Then over there.
Ubisam. Mona motu abama wongu. 77.5 billion. They could have just gone to China, Germany, Japan, France, and said, listen, we give you all our regions, 16 regions, we'll be alpha back. This is the master plan. Build it, and let's pay them. Akosia, what's difficult about this? That's really what we're going to do. Yeah, the national development plan on the chama won yes mundi bonya mayen na mun train yan krofo. Say na mu we pay they take over from here. Because he can't hear what. Kofi kunye scan way gold ahin ye tui. Yen gold over 20 billion na end up on the markets of on the souks of Dubai. Galam say. Now, my friend, the math is to say there will be the documentation on gold.
Yeah. The Al Jazeera.
Okay, good. Onipa ba konkwa to me say 20 million a year from gold. What are the value at times 10? Make Singapore gold the size of a croissant. It's gold the size of say almost 2/3 of Safuni. $66,000 raw gold if you're Africa. 66,000. Now, kona kohe sen na galam say for na bre eduanga wo pese wodinti wo tu amena ko share underground let to be a what to dama to the bugu won so no ewu ofam ho obi anko hwe won wodinya gold na what on cheap just to eat o akosu ya den na how yen opemu edi inti okotu gold no tumi dia to data egunifu nso no brunina bejenwa add value times 10 inti make a choice ye besi Ghana no to a first world a year. Well, obrunini je gold na or add value na uko Dubai, uko Singapore, uko your friend then uko Qatar, kofye atari awan ye ni gold. nkrofo ton 2 million and 3 million me nko kantamanto nko say why you gold with any friend say competency, level of competency and complexity in gold that obi to me ton gold best a kilo for 100,000 da. And so abrochiri wo ye the gold ngo dua gold wo.
Debut.
Inti wo be fefi ha ne awode kwaye na ade na yen twen ye nkrofo no wonye. Ya yesa from kojo ho nananse ya ye de lithium asama yen den na ha yen. Bahumia be general ka chensi oba public transportation oba na electric. No ya also the what on yen lithium. Inti lithium what
electricity ni yebenya free him.
Just say me tunu wa mi ana ma twene me aya na me hu. Akosia aya me hu. What the lithium nama wo bra Africa tuare nom ni ade won niam components wo we betumi dia frafra na betumi monopolize ade ni say your friend lithium batteries no Africa ye kakra feature ho akuje kakra ye dia lithium battery no ya kase mo ye control market no Elon Musk to fi ho direct wo factory we see wo China entumi ntu cars ntumi nye je obeto lithium ni fi ho na yensu ye nya power kakra ni yensi di ne atumi ama no ho so wo de ade ne ma no begina parliament kase ese ye niama na inflation Nimunyansa. Ni power wo betumi de change wo inflation no. Wo the power na mo broni. Inti ebede ni wetumi change. Niame anan akosia inflation, high debt, foreign exchange reserve, any trade deficits. Sani amana for yi de bia ye beko IMF. They be our trade deficit. Obi obeba as a Ghana ni obeka say, "Oh Kofi, this year the year surplus no unim nyansa." Because you can't trade gold and buy in Torwa now convince me say oh surplus. How do you give your gold away and go and buy in Tos and GENIO and Torwa from Burkina? Wo hwena no heya odi insu source a wunyam and no did you in Tos. Now me can't say you made a surplus. I mean, how? Akosia catch him say Kofi ede be can be beach them wo huna no he ya wo wa pampa so vote fi ho ba wo di duan toast ni je no obi dua Burkina wo koto no na you give your gold away. The number 2 product I import win ma de kode
Any
petroleum products.
So what happened to Tor?
Hey, any number one what happened to Tor? Ye decommission Tor say infria egu Tor no enye adwuma abusia fo Ghana fo munti o infria egu Tor no enye adwuma na yatena ho na 10 billionaires from China aba wa be 1 billion what dey ayesusu na what dey si Central Oil wo ye nhwina no whatever what they see here they have the audacity say Ghana fo mo amohwe toso no amisa adwene na mo de me de mensam hyemitim they had the audacity say akosua wo see Central Rain wo oil na what about big Central no guess where they store it
Tor
na so say nya adwuma.
Ebusia, you're still watching Thursday's edition of Anopa Busu. I'm having a one-on-one interview with Kofi Koranteng. He's a presidential hopeful for this year's 2024 elections, and he is representing New Vision movement. And Sama Kofi Kano, you're aware, but in fact, Maboto, and if you're a Ghanaian and you've been following this conversation and you are not concerned, you are not worried that. Then there's something really wrong with you. There really is something wrong with you. Uko PMO ewo Facebook ATV_Ghana ATVGH. O like here no wa share so ede amaye. Me dey the Victoria be ko dan so frame akosia sika gold. Kofi, yensha healthcare. What do you intend doing?
Akosia ye wo doctors and the ministers our own pharmacies. When we said there is an explosion of pharmacies, wakona biya wa Ghana, unim nenti. because the government create ruling nearby what is your storage say expire. Say na one runa one what dia kugu one pharmacies na ebenya value. In runi pia egu pharmacies na counterfeit drugs from India and China. What the mo banchina say ifi Egypt no. Banchina ye krefi Egypt no. Say no what the pharmaceuticals ni pi. Okoka. Oh, Kofi, you don't have any proof.
Ye crab anti-free Egypt.
Oh.
This is news to me. With the Mayra Niampa.
Na a broker. Oh,
the last time I heard, and say say Momo news, a Kobe cry a crack.
Brazilians never say you name Yansa. She says, why are you more than my Kobe?
You have more than if you Brazil.
Say, one will need tilapia.
Inti
Chinese phone who say we need tilapia. Inti abrochi markets ni Pierre ton Kobe no. What the fee South America?
Okay.
Because we need tilapia so much.
Okay.
So who win answer? Oh, Chinese ni answer. Or what study market no? On a man no crown a bag na. And you know what that so Bruni nam hire your sightseeing. Be a new crew model your sightseeing. A crown or babo. O Bruni bia enko golden tulip na who abrofon can say oh Ghana is so nice. Abrofon so to swimming pool no crown or buy so about for the most part. What be here near my yen to me and utilize and penny for who answer so yen. Na one walk where you won't crew one betonga my Inti for your information, a brune banchi na aye crack banchi. Inti they say would the fufua have some respect for fufu because fufu na the visa. The visa no dey aba.
Oh God.
Na say koko dey and the what say koko dey crack.
I know. I know the meaning.
Inti chocolate na dey mama friend.
Me raho.
Uraho. Unya he we say uraho. What was our moment? This is the best moment in Ghana. Looking ahead, say answer Kofi Koranteng. Me say, some moment here we say we are who are me. And the best moment for youth. Me say muntie me. This enjoy it while it lasts, because this is the best Ghana you are destined to have. Someone yes is 2024 because Neriban. What the nipa nam. Wakofani fi much what they are bayan kwa mayan one to my council because nam hoba listen.
Okay, and come on a Dawson and make time and come again. We need to have a part 2 of this discussion.
Because policies
just walk us through your time as well, but just walk us through.
Oh, yeah,
give us a summary of your not sign bread because once I offer one way up, me per se you do come
because what yes because near my well say me top 3 no my and my friends say young mega threesome no.
Yeah.
The end threesome no ye change the constitution, eradicate corruption, and institute a national development plan for the next 50 years in 4-year increments. Near my yeah housing, healthcare, employment, education, transportation, telecommunication, security, recreation, markets, and a functional CBD.
Okay.
And 3. But right next to it, yeah, number 4. Number 4, you say we will reduce government by 70% minimum.
Okay.
To make it functional, effective, and efficient.
Okay.
And number 5, invest $10 billion into agriculture for the next 10 years. 10 billion in the next every year for the next 10 years. And we're going into drone-controlled mechanized farming because we want to make Ghana. We're going to make Ghana the agricultural hub of the world. You be organic. Me passion, personal passion, your health.
Okay.
Well, inti. Say or yare new work of Sunipi near my ingest.
Yeah.
As I say, you change the education in healthcare. Well, because near my didn't you wound. Until next time, I remember can about hyperbolic syndrome.
Okay.
Any problems are caused when you have boomer. Everybody come young more. The bullet has left the nozzle. Because you are into anyone you contact here in Cassie and count. And I'm counsel reba. A barber boying impact no sani ebesi asore ni hia nti next time anyame ya adom ye bahan ye ba bedin komoni aka sani ama.
Right, Mame and call Facebook now. More of the comments are coming. Was a nega or say practical wisdom intervention from Kofi Koranteng for Mother Ghana. Why NPP and NDC always share money before voting, and also monocracy in elections. The next time you come, we'll talk about that. But your friend saying the comments are plenty. Grace Aqua or say he's the next sheriff in town to fix Ghana. Let's support and vote massively for him. Kofi Koranteng is the visionary leader we all need. Mame and share say comments no. I can skip a dorsal pa Antimo Fanche. We are unable to read what you sent. Mame and share we. All right. Good morning. I think I like the vision of this man. I'm Eric. Okay. Kofi, quickly your take on Galamsey. Omanpenyin and Adudanko Ekufuado, he said he will put his presidency on the line. At the end of the day, here we are. Just 1 minute. Nayan, sorry.
Okay, we say for Galamsey should never be happening. And there you are, and toxicity levels of Yinsu and one decimate and lands at CC suffer. It should never happen. Galamsey, Kofi Koranteng bar in 30 days we will end Galamsey.
How are you going to do that?
Oh, akosia se minimum. Inti se wo ba mi fi bokronga minim where to find you.
Okay.
Obia oye Galamsey na yenim no. If he say excavators wodi to Galamsey no. Enyo nyankopon na de mayen.
Okay.
Efa Ghana port temahabo.
Okay.
Inti excavator bi enam hon. You just put a tag on it.
Okay.
What a tag to so wo ni movement na na anu to ni baby oye adwuma. Upa say what 10 off and one say what 10 off.
Great.
How simple is that? Mpacho catch them. See?
It is.
Okay. Inti say if you who say this whole charade about Galamsey na ekwa. Akron fonkuya.
Kofi Enanope Yadase. But one of our viewers or say Akosia, please bring this man again. In Kwamono answer ye. Inti bacho bomodiane san brebium because I'm seeing a whole lot put traditional leaders